Hello, my name is James Zimmer. This is my assignment 5. I'm doing this with my wife Jessica, who will role play a lady in her mid 30s who is married and has 2 children. She has a history of depression. Her family has a history of depression. Uh, she has issues in and out of her social life, and I am going to use solution focused therapy intervention and goal building within this video. All right. Hello, Sarah. It's been a week since I last seen you. We did our assessment. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling sad and depressed still.
Okay. What are some of the things that is going on in your life right now?
Well, I don't want to get out of bed, and I don't want to go out when my friends invite me out, and I don't want to go to work. I use up all my sick days, and when I do go to work, I'm very angry at the children and my coworkers, and I'm just tired of the same thing over and over again every day.
Okay. Let's explore a little bit more of some of these symptoms you've been having. Um, what's a typical day at home, not at work? What's a typical day at home like for you?
Well, I get up, get the kids ready to go to school, put them on the bus, and then get back home and call in sick and go to bed and sleep all day.
Okay. So when you're at home, when you're not at work, you just don't have energy. You just feel like you need to stay in bed all day long. Then.
Yes, I feel so weak that I don't want to do anything. I'm just so bored with life.
Okay, that can be very very tough, especially um when you have to work. Does your husband, does he have a job?
Yes,
And what is his job?
he's a social worker.
Okay. Um. So you're a dual income family. So I could see where you not being able to go to work could be very tough. It could cause a lot of stress on your relationship with your husband. It's good that your husband's a social worker. We definitely appreciate what he does. Um, as far as the at work, is there specific moments at work that you feel that are a lot harder than others?
Um, when the main teacher leaves, I'm in charge, so I have about 25 kids to deal with at the age of 7.
Okay. Um, I can see where that could be very tough. Especially it probably brings a little bit of anxiety, is probably with some depression symptoms. I'm guessing.
Yes, I don't like doing big crowds by myself.
Okay. Um, Other than that, other than being left alone, or is there any other situations while you're at work that your symptoms of being sad or depressed are a little bit more than they are for the rest of the day?
Hmm.
No, just usually when you're left alone with the kids. You say that you get a little bit angry at your coworkers. Can you explain a little bit about that?
When they take long breaks, the main teacher goes out and she doesn't come back for a long time, so I'm stuck with 25 7-year-old kids by
Okay.
myself,
Okay.
and we get into a argument sometimes.
And you say when your friends try to get a hold of you to go out, you say that uh, you don't feel like wanting to go out. Why don't you feel like you want to go out?
Because there's nothing new to talk about. Everybody that I go out with, they all have so exciting things with their lives and new things that are happening, and I sit there and don't say anything because there's nothing new.
Okay, so your views are that your life is not as exciting as theirs. Yours is that theirs is you think that theirs is more meaningful than yours. I can see where that can cause problems. What are some of the things that you and your friends like to do?
Go out to dinner, and sometimes we'll go to the movies, but that's about it.
Well, how long has it been since you've been out with your friends?
I would say about 4 months, 5 months.
4 months. Is that probably an estimate around when these feelings of depression started?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, that this could be hard. It's hard on anybody, especially when you don't have energy, and not only are you dealing with your own children, you have other people's children to deal with. That can be a challenge, and especially seeing your friends as having more meaningful lives than yours can also be kind of depressing. Um, that's why you're here. We're going to work through some of those feelings of depression. The first thing I would like to do is ask you, what are you looking to get out of coming to this therapy session, or these therapy sessions? Excuse me.
Oh, the decreased feelings of depression.
Okay, and that's very, very doable. Um, some of the things that we can look at is your history of depression, any significant events that you might have had that might have linked you to that depression. Specifically, you said 4 or 5 months ago. We can look at that and see if there's any events back then that might have caused it. Uh, Another question I have for you is, do you have a family history of depression?
Yes, my mother.
Okay. What was that like growing up with a mother with depression?
Well, I was growing up, and she did the same thing. She didn't get out of bed, and I went to school, came home, and she really didn't do anything.
Okay. And like I said, we'll discuss that more at length. The big thing is setting up goals. So our first goal is to alleviate some of those symptoms of depression. I'm going to ask you, if you're comfortable with this, is that there's certain medications out there that can help with those symptoms of depression. Would you be careful or comfortable seeing a psychiatrist?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. And basically, what it's going to do is when you come back, we can look at your medication, see if there's any side effects, because that's a very important thing to look at in trying to get your dosage right, which that'll be a part of my job as well as working with your psychiatrist to see how you're doing. And that's good. Is there any other things you'd like to see out of this therapy session?
Just ideas and exercises that I can do to make me feel normal again.
Okay. One good exercise or exercise that you look at is physical exercise. Is that something you'd be interested in? Is maybe being more active in your life?
Yes, that's fine. Before all this happened, I was very active at the gym, and then things went downhill and went to bed, and I stopped all that, and I started to eat my feelings. So.
Okay, and that's actually pretty normal. It is. Usually, food is we call it comfort food. Usually, it helps. It actually releases a couple chemicals in the brain that the pleasure center of your brain that actually makes you feel more comforted. Maybe as a goal we can set up maybe getting you back into the gym. Is there a specific gym that you used to go to?
Yeah, the women's gym.
Okay, and that's something that we can look to. Me and both of you can work through, is looking at maybe setting up a time for you to go to the gym. Do they offer any type of exercise programs there?
Yeah, they have plenty of classes.
Okay, and that's something not only for you personally, but getting there and being with other people might help you get motivated and keep you in a program like that. What about maybe possibly working on, you said that you used to go out with your friends?
Hmm.
Okay, maybe we can reconnect you with that. Social supports are extremely important when it comes to depression. Being around friends and family that care can help with those symptoms, and basically, it will also help with your first goal of decreasing some of those symptoms of depression. In solution focused therapy, there's something we call the magic question or the miracle question. Basically, what it is, I'm going to ask you, if you were to wake up tomorrow and all your symptoms of depression were gone, what would life look like for you?
I would be more, be like my normal self before I was depressed. Go to the gym, love the place that I work with, love my coworkers, and love my friends, being out with them and talking, enjoying time with my husband and my children, doing things with them, activities.
Okay, so basically, what you're saying is, if you woke up tomorrow morning with no symptoms, you feel yourself would be a lot more happier.
Yes.
That you would interact with your kids more,
Mm-hmm.
interact with your husband a little bit more, love to go to work. Now, I'm guessing that before you had these symptoms, you actually enjoyed your job.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that's something else that we can look at and build some goals off as well, is to sit there and do certain interventions where, maybe develop time with your children, sit down and do something enjoyable with them. Maybe setting up something like a date night with your husband,
Mm-hmm.
so you can go out and enjoy some time with him, and bring back some of those feelings. Um, Other than that, I think we're good. I'm glad that we've walked through some of these steps, and basically what we'll do is we'll do this for each week. And at the beginning of each session, what I want you to do is we'll rate your levels of depression over the therapy session. Basically, we'll go so I know that in the future that your depression is going down or coming up, and that will keep with our goal number 1. Other than that, I think that's it. I'm glad you came to me. I'll see you next week.
Okay, see you next week.
Thank you, everybody.